I'm Jamie O'Kane, CPA, Small Business Advanced Tax Planning and Compliance Extraordinaire, and this is the Abundant Beans Podcast, the podcast that takes my love for learning what makes people tick while digging into the good, bad, and ugly of small business ownership. We strive to give you the insight that only those in the trenches of being and working with entrepreneurs can provide.
Welcome to the Abundant Beans Podcast, episode 141. I am not Jamie O'Kane, but I am her producer, Stephen Andrews of Spotted Dog Media. Normally, every week we put out a brand new episode with a new celebrity guest for you guys to be able to dive into their mind, get tips and tricks, and different mindset views of how you might be able to scale your business, whether you are just getting started, you're a 4-figure business, or you're an 8-figure business. But this week, due to all of the packages of legislation that have come through over the past couple of years, we thought it important to go back and revisit the employee retention credit. If you got a PPP loan, this is important to you. There are criteria that you can meet very, very easily to get credits towards your taxes due this year and in years forward. So, without further ado, let's dive in and let's hear from Jamie on why the employee retention credits weren't first attainable and what changed to allow them to be attainable for more people.
Here's the big reason that this was missed. With the original creation of these credits with the CARES Act, way back in 2021, our first set of pandemic legislation, if you got a PPP loan, you couldn't take these credits. So many businesses, because that's all that was talked about, rushed to go get a PPP loan, and then they did not qualify for these credits. Here's what changed. The Taxpayer Certainty and Disaster Tax Relief Act of 2020, enacted in December, and December of 2020, and the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 expanded the eligibility of the credits to also PPP loan recipients. So that means if you missed out on these credits because you got a PPP loan or you didn't know anything about these credits, you can still apply for them retroactively.
Thank you, Jamie. Next, we're going to hop into another snippet where Jamie is going to explain what we might have already missed. Unfortunately, there are some things that might impact our ability to get this credit. We might have already missed out on a credit, which is why it's so very important that you talk to your tax expert about how to strategize for your taxes coming in the future. It's their job to keep up with all of these things so that way you don't miss a single thing in real time as it is happening. Jamie's one of the best in the business at this, and here is her explanation.
What does that mean? Well, it means that if you have a business that had reduced capacity, reduced hours you could work, reduced number of patients you could see in a day, due to governmental orders around the pandemic, you may qualify for this credit. You might be eligible, and it's a payroll tax credit, so it's a refundable credit. We have clients sitting on 80 to 150 grand in credits that they're waiting for from the IRS. This is the big one, especially for veterinary and dental clients. We know many of you were shut down because you were in essential businesses for at least a little while, and you also had reduced capacity. You couldn't see as many patients, you couldn't have as many people in your hospitals or in your clinics or in your practices. So that's the one we think most people are missing on.
Thank you, Jamie. Now, just out of morbid curiosity, how much money are we talking about? How much free money from the government are we talking about, Jamie?
$37,500 to put towards your business. I don't know about you, but I would take the free money and pay the tax on it. And I recommend you do too.
Finally, Jamie has got a free spreadsheet ERC calculator for you to download today if you want. It's absolutely free. Hop on over to abundantbeans.com/ERC and you'll be able to put in your name, your email address to get the free download. Of course, she's going to reach out to you. She wants to help if she can. If you're not interested in attaining this free money, that's on you. But Jamie's here to help you. She's here to help for the success of your business. And I highly recommend that you hop in there and get it done. For the last bit, here's Jamie to explain.
But the big thing we do have for you is a downloadable, just a free spreadsheet. You can put some information in and see if you may qualify for the employee retention credits and how much you might qualify for. Again, this is just something that's not being talked about enough for business owners, and I just want to make sure that we're putting that information out there. So without further ado, I'm going to do this real quick.
Thank you so much for listening or watching. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, or wherever you prefer to listen. If you learned something and found some useful information to apply to your business today, please consider giving us a thumbs up and a review. Until next week, be abundant.